All right, folks. Wandavision episode 8, full spoiler review. Just so get that out of the way. So any indication, Hollywood's done it again. They whitewashed Vision. It's just a damn shame. All right, folks. Like I said, welcome back. This is the WandaVisionaries. We got two more episodes. One more episode left after this one. So we got a lot of things to talk about this episode. A lot of stuff. And just to warn you guys right away, full spoilers. So just in case you haven't seen the episode, go back, watch the episode, and then come back and watch this. I definitely want to hear from you guys. If you're watching live, want to hear some comments and your thoughts, and what do you think is going to happen next week? A lot of stuff to talk about. We've been doing this after show. We're just going full spoilers. We're going to recap the episode, talk about our thoughts, kind of what do we think is going to happen next week. Also, a lot of stuff to get down. But first, introduce our folks here. Sarah, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, excited.
Yeah, I'm recovering. I didn't cry this morning when I watched it. I only cried last night. So
some emotional stuff. Yeah, some emotional stuff. Right on. All right, we're ready to go. Mr. Nip, how you doing?
Not bad, man. Not bad. We had Disney Plus was on the fucking again last night, though. It took me another 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's on board. Everybody's on board now. Everybody was like kind of sketchy on the first couple episodes, like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna watch this. Now everybody's watching it. They're on board, and I think next week's gonna be even more crazy because it's the last episode. So even people that haven't watched it are gonna probably tune in just to see if there's any big Marvel stuff in it. So next week, I guarantee it's gonna be harder to like start the episode. But it started. We're in there. Initial thoughts of the episode, Sarah. But overall, before we get into the recap.
It is my favorite episode so far, honestly. So I'm a sucker for flashbacks. In like 7th grade, I think the first time I cried in front of my class was we watched Marie Antoinette, and there was a flashback right before she was going to the guillotine where she's like, I'm going to be the Queen of France. And I was like bawling. Oh. It does it to me. I love a good flashback. And that was basically this entire episode. And Agnes is amazing.
Yeah. Now we kind of talked about this a few weeks ago. I figured they were going to do kind of a flashback episode, like a clip show, but this was kind of their version of a clip show. They kind of showed Wanda's past, so we kind of got that one right. The title's previously on WandaVision, so it's usually they've been hiding the titles, so now they're giving us the titles right away now. So just to let us know what's going on. So Nip, overall, what'd you think of this episode?
It was a good episode. It wasn't my favorite, but it was good. I thought it lagged a little bit in some parts, like too much Wanda backstory. Just a little bit too much, but overall it was good. And the Agnes, I like the opening scene with Agnes. I thought that was really well done. Cool little scene. All the witches, the coven, and all the stuff that went down in that scene.
Yeah. So let's start off with that. So we get to Salem, 1693. So it looks like she's being dragged. At first, you think it's like she's going to be burnt at the stake as a witch, but we find out they're all witches. She's a witch among witches, and she was basically using magic out of her line. And they're gonna, she's basically put on trial about this, and they she reverses it on them. She sucks their powers out, and she even sucks the power out of her mother. She takes the brooch that we've seen, and she becomes, gets more powerful than we can ever imagine. What'd you think of this opening? I really like the magic stuff. I'm a big sucker for magic. Very, very Harry Potter-ish, this opening. So Sarah, as our Harry Potter expert, what'd you think of this scene?
Well, I thought the first sign was like everyone was too evenly spaced around her for this to be burning a witch. I was like, no, they've got their places. This is definitely a coven. I thought, first of all, Catherine Hahn's acting is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the way she shifted back and forth between like faking that she was innocent to like kind of owning up to a little bit of it and saying it wasn't her fault. It was really interesting. I was kind of curious what happened when, because it's like all the blue magic is coming at her. And then she seems a little surprised when it starts shooting back purple. Like at first she seems kind of like, what's going on? And then she's like, oh, hey. But I didn't know exactly like what was supposed to be happening there. Yeah, and then all the witches turn into like the old lady in Game of Thrones with her necklace off.
They do from Indiana Jones when he drank the wrong.
Yeah.
You chose poorly. So, Nip, what'd you think of this opening, man?
Yeah, it was cool. You get the blue and the purple lighting, and it kind of looked like the Infinity Stone blue. What was that? The Time Stone, Tesseract, right?
Yeah, Tesseract. Yeah.
Kind of looked like similar to that. And like she said, it was. I didn't understand like what was happening to Agatha, if like she expected it or not, or if it was like part of her plan to like absorb all their powers. I kind of wasn't sure on that one.
Yeah, I wasn't like if the power corrupted it. Was she already corrupt? Was there some outside force manipulating her to like do this? We still haven't got any more hints of Mephisto. They're kind of leaning towards like Agatha being the main villain of this series, but I still think there's somebody else involved pulling the string. I'm kind of starting to think that Hayward's a Mephisto or some kind of agent of Mephisto. I know it's a easy thing to throw out there. Anything's been Mephisto nowadays, but I don't know. It's got to be something else pulling some more strings behind the scenes. So I think I don't think we've seen the whole story yet.
I think they're throwing us off the scent a little bit, but I'm not going to give up. I'm still going to stick with Mephisto. Even though there's only one episode left. I mean, Agatha is apparently powerful enough to pull this off on her own, but I just feel like she's not big enough for for a big bad in the next phase. I think they have to go with somebody else. She could be like a secondary, and she's very strong, but the hardcore comic fans are gonna want to see Mephisto, Nightmare, those kind of people. And actually, are we even sure that she's a villain? In this episode, it was kind of like if she was just giving her some tough love training type of deal.
Yeah, that's what kind of happened in the comics too. She kind of trained her in her magic, and she wants to figure out how she's doing all this, and how she's capable to create this whole world. Like that shouldn't happen, and that'll come up later in the episode when she talks about her magic powers. Big Leo, initial reaction: holy fucking shit! Yes. Especially that after credits. We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh my gosh, I have one more comment on the like burning at the stake thing. There's a moment where she says, "Please, I can be good," and the mom says, "No, you cannot." And like I just got a flash of like her in the Malcolm in the Middle intro with like Naughty on her butt, and I was like, oh, she's a bad girl. She's a bad girl. You can't help yourself.
So it looks like so it looks like Agatha's keeping her in check with her spells, like she's kind of keeping her, like kind of manipulating her. So I guess maybe she sensed this magic. This is a powerful outburst of magic, so she sensed it. So she got there and she started manipulating things. She talks about what was it? She called Pietro, fake Pietro. That was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty funny. So what'd you call it? She called it a projection, crystallizing
possession. I looked at the subtitles and was going to ask you guys, what the heck is that?
Crystalline possession. Yeah, so I don't know if that's from her mind. Did she pull him? So it'd be kind of disappointing if it's not the Quicksilver from the X-Men universe, because it kind of opens up that multiverse door.
I think it is. After this episode, I kind of think it is.
Yeah.
Remember Sarah brought up the tattoo that he had? MOM, so I'm thinking that's Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's good. That's a good eye. And she says that he's her eyes and ears. So she was manipulating him to like kind of, and you kind of see that when you go back to the episode where he was trying to ask her like, how'd you do all this? How'd you do? Like he was kind of egging her on and trying to nag her into like telling her what's going on. So what do you think about that? Sarah, about the fake Pietro scene, like her telling her like, oh, it's just some it's not really important.
Well, I just looked up crystalline possession in Google, and I got crystal meth possession. So I'm gonna stop there before I get on another list.
You're in New Mexico, so yeah.
I know. Gotta make a clear distinction here. Yeah, I think that he's a Pietro. I don't know. I feel like it's not going to be as important as we wanted it to be at this point. Unfortunately, I liked how she said necromancy is a non-starter. I kind of want like a T-shirt with that or something. What a line.
Yeah. So, do you think this is he just some random dude, or you think there's more to this?
He my guess is it's some kind of magic that Agnes used, maybe with a crystal, since she mentions crystals, where she took like descriptions of Pietro and made something that seemed like it was close enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe it was another guy in town that she like switched his hair or whatever. I'm not sure, but I kind of feel like she just made it like close enough that Wanda would be like, maybe this is my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm off the X-Man train. He's just a hex man. He's not an
X-Man.
I still think it is. I still think it is. Yeah. I think it would be a mistake for them to bring him in like that and just have him be a nobody.
It'd be wasteful.
Yeah.
Didn't she say something like, yours I couldn't get because he's dead and halfway across the world or something like that?
Yeah, his body's something like that.
So I think I think it is the X-Men one. I don't think it's just some random one from a different realm. I think it has to be.
Yeah,
I mean, it would make more sense.
They're trying to throw us off. I think you're right. They're trying to like, okay, oh, you guys thought this one thing. So, and they've done that the whole season too. Like, oh, you guys think this one thing? Okay, it's not that thing, but then it turns out to be that thing. So, yeah, they know what they're doing with the audience. They're playing with the audience's expectations and emotions, and trying to, they're doing to us what Agatha was trying to do to Wanda, just kind of manipulating our head. So. I like it. I like being mind fucked by a TV show in a good way. So all right, so we go. So basically, she wants to figure out how Wanda pulled this off. So we basically go. So we go to the clip show. We get to go see Wanda's past, and it's pretty damn sad. Like you put all that shit together that Wanda's been through. She's pretty much one of the most tragic characters in the MCU. Like there's some tragic characters, but she's been through some shit. So we get to see. This was only talked about in Age of Ultron, like they're them as kids, and we find out that her dad would sell TV show box sets. So that's where they got the love of sitcoms from their dad selling these DVDs, and that's how they learned English also. So yeah, and you get to see. I think she had Mary Tyler Moore in there. She had Malcolm in the Middle. She had I Love Lucy, Addams Family, Bewitched, and her favorite, I guess, was Dick Van Dyke Show. So they brought the Dick Van Dyke Show, and they were watching that. So that's basically why the first two episodes were kind of influenced by like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore and stuff. So we get some more into that, and we get to see the bomb come in and go off. Her parents get killed, and her and Pietro are left. And it looks like she was using powers before she got the gem, the stone enhanced. So this looks like it's hinting at mutants, that she had powers before, or she had some kind of magical powers before this all went, before the gem enhanced her and her brother. So what'd you think of this whole scene, Sarah? The parents dying and kind of flashback to them as kids.
I liked it. I felt like we were seeing her last happy memory, like truly happy memory, which was pretty sad. And this is awful to make a joke about this, but I was like, oh, her powers are showing up around 10. This works with Harry Potter. That checks out. Hogwarts at 11. She's 10. She's making the bomb.
It's all coming together. It's a shared universe.
Yeah, she's definitely getting her letter soon. But no, it was cute, and it was nice to start tying in all the sitcom stuff and seeing, why she has such strong emotional ties to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got some explanations we've been looking for. That was good.
What'd you think? Yeah, what'd you think of that scene?
It was good. Like she said, it was good to see that the reason why we're seeing sitcoms was explained finally. And as far as the missile thing goes, we had already, that's kind of what we envisioned, based off the Age of Ultron movie. So it was nothing surprising there, but it was good. It was good backstory. Good to see Sokovia in an active war zone, crazy, and like all the stuff she had to deal with. You get a glimpse into her mind to see just all the crazy shit she had to deal with coming up as a kid. So it was good. It was executed well.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I like that a lot. That was a great scene. Very emotional. Very you kind of see that. How they came out. It answers a lot of questions, like you said. So we get so the bomb goes off. We go next. We go to the Hydra lab. We see Baron Strucker, and we get to see her kind of they talked about all the they mentioned this in Age of Ultron also, like none of the test subjects worked. These are the only two that worked. So we see her go in, and she unleashes the Mind Stone. She breaks it out of his casing, and she basically gets her powers in the hands. And then we see a little hint right there. We see a little Wanda Jesus thing. This looks like looks like they were kind of hinted at that she can see into the future. So this looks like this is going to be her costume going forward. You kind of see she has like the little half skirt coat going thing, and then she has her ears, her mask, her like top half mask. So this I can't wait to actually see this like comic costume when she actually becomes the Scarlet Witch, which we'll mention in a second. So Sarah, what'd you think about this whole scene and the reveal? Is that the future? Are we seeing the future Wanda right there? What's going on in here?
I think that was what we were supposed to get from that, is that we're seeing her future. I also, in the very first Coven scene, the mom, when she was using her powers, she got kind of like blue horns. So I wonder if that is how it's going to kind of become a thing. I don't know. Did you notice that at all? The very first? Okay.
I'd have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah, I noticed on the second watch this morning that it like kind of glows in little horns around her face. So I'm wondering if this is a witch thing, and that's like when they use their powers. But yeah, otherwise this scene, I feel like this one was pretty much what we expected. I want to give a shout out to the hair and makeup for this show because, oh my God, they made her look like emaciated. And then, 10 minutes later, she's like dressed up for a sitcom. It was spectacular. But the scene itself, yeah, that was pretty much what we expected, right? Like,
yeah, for sure. What about you, Nip? What do you think about this scene?
I liked it as well. Not going to elaborate too much on it. She pretty much covered everything. That was good. I agree with Sarah on this one.
I kind of wish he would have shown like more about Pietro and his like situation with the Mind Stone there. But I mean, this is about Wanda, so
yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing some hints of his, like how maybe he had some powers too. Maybe he maybe pushed her out of the way quickly, there has to be a reason why the gem actually worked on them. Maybe she had a hand in it worked on her, so she made the powers work on him too. So I don't know. You definitely go some other ways, but I want to believe that. I think this is the start of the mutants right here. I think this is going to explain. Oh yeah, there's some kids out there with powers, and right around that age, like 10 years old, like before puberty or right around puberty, that's when their powers manifest. So I think this is definitely I think Harry Potter stole that from the Marvel universe anyway. So it sounds like
I'm still okay with it.
And there's also a DC character from Books of Magic. It was a little kid who carried around a big book of magic and had big glasses and had that same haircut that came out probably like 10 years before Harry Potter. So yeah, so she might have taken some ideas from certain other aspects of pop culture. Yeah, look up DC Books of Magic, and dude pretty much looks exactly like Harry Potter. All right, so
we also really quick in that scene see her escaping to sitcoms again.
Yeah.
So I think we're just like setting up this pattern that's her way of escaping, and then she makes it in real life. It's so fun.
Yeah, and she and then we cut to this looks like this is the compound from Avengers Avengers compound, whatever it's Avengers mansion in the comics. But Avengers compound, looks like it's around the Age of Ultron time. She's still kind of dealing with the PTSD of her brother dying. Vision walks in, and they have a little great conversation. She's watching sitcoms. She's watching but the sitcom she's watching too. She's watching the episode of Kitty Carryall on the Brady Bunch. When I think it has something to do. Yeah, the doll. What's her name? The youngest one. What was the youngest Brady kid name?
Cindy.
Cindy. Yeah, she loses her doll, and the other kid, Bobby, loses his kazoo, and they blame each other, but it's the dog that did it the whole time. So I remember that episode vividly. That was a good episode. So we see they had a great conversation in the venture, and Vision had a great line. I love this. I had to write this line now, but it was pretty good. What is grief if or is it no love? If no love,
not love persevering.
Without no love persevering. That's a fucking great line. That's a line you put on a put on a card right there.
That's when I started crying. Part one, I was like, "Oh my god!" And I immediately felt guilty for getting over anything ever.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah, that was a good line. I like that whole conversation with them, like going back and forth. That was great. Yeah.
Thinking about it, I have to stop. Okay.
So Nip, what do you think about that scene before Sarah starts?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it was good to get a glimpse into Wanda and Vision's relationship. We see some of it, but we've never seen this time period, so that was good. And yeah, Vision's lines were dope. He's poetic. He's a poetic robot, I tell you.
Yeah, he's definitely like the all-star of this series. He's definitely like he's shown some
great acting.
Yeah, he's just all over. He can pull off, the goofy sitcom dad, and when it go, when he's getting pulled apart back into the hex, he's pull off the emotional, real stakes. And he's been killing it. Like I know, like comic book shows don't get a lot of love during like award season, and kind of awards are kind of meaningless anyways. But these guys should definitely get some kind of like just like for overall like the directing, the acting, just like even like Sarah said, like the makeup and stuff effects, like everything is on point with the show. The music's really good. Even I hate when those credits come up because I'm like, oh man, like it's the most annoying credits, but the music is really good.
I think they're gonna get some awards. I think they will get some awards.
They should, man. This is some like good quality TV. Like overall, it's just like even if you take the Marvel, and it definitely helps that it's a Marvel show. But if you take all that away and this is just some random show, I think this would be a great show.
Yeah, it's well written and it's something we've never seen before as comic book fans. This is like an area we've never delved into with mystery and just suspense basically and. It's everything that a lot of the Marvel fans were clamoring for. They wanted to see something different. They're saying the recipe for all the movies is the same. So, I mean, this is a welcome different sitcom, different show.
For sure. So we go.
Sorry, and not to like get on this too much, but I will say it is so nice to see like fully fleshed out, complicated, interesting female characters. As a female, it's so fun to see like a superhero and a villain possibly who are fully fleshed out. It's awesome. Yeah,
they don't have a lot of good female villains in the MCU, like in the movies. There's some great ones in the comic, but they haven't not like utilized a lot of them in the movie. So yeah, that's a good point.
Gila was kind of weak.
Yeah. Oh, from Thor. I like her.
I thought there was another important line in that scene too, where they're watching the show and like the porch roof falls down on the dad, something like that. And Vision's like, "Oh, is the fact that he's hurt the funny part?" And she says, "No, it's not that kind of show." And I was just like, "Oh, but Wanda's life is that kind of show," and I feel so bad for her. That's what we're watching right now is the Wanda like tragedy show.
Yeah, this is pretty. Yeah, once you can like all the stuff separated is one thing, but when you see it all like in a row, put in a row, it's like, ah, damn, she's been through some shit. So we go. We cut to the next flashback where she basically goes into Sword, and we get to see. I knew that whole thing was faked, and it was somehow manipulated. So she walks in. They let her come in. And they talk to Hayward, and Hayward is cold as fuck, of course. He's pretty dickish for sure.
It seemed like he was trying to manipulate her in the way he was talking to her, right? It wasn't just me that caught that.
Yeah, well, I think that's we go to the point later where they have the drone with her powers on it. I think he wanted her to like try to reactivate him because they were having trouble activating We'll cut to that. We'll talk about that in a minute after credits. But I think she needed him. She needed him to activate the vision they were working on because they don't have enough power to activate. He got activated because of the Mind Stone. So now he wanted her to like activate him. So it's definitely something with her involved, and he was definitely trying to manipulate her for sure. So we see, she goes in. She basically just wants to bury him. She's walking in. She's seeing all these memorials for all these people, and like even like in Far From Home, you saw Spider-Man. He was like all these people were like memorial. There was memorials for like Cap and Iron Man, but there's really nothing about Vision. So she wants to bury him and kind of pay tribute to him. And basically he's like, no, that's a vibranium, that's $1 billion synthezoid. Yeah, you're not going to just
corporate asshole size.
Yeah. And as she goes in, she feels Vision, and she tries to see if there's anything there. She's like, nothing there. And she kind of walks out, and we get to see she just walked out without the body. So what do you think of that whole scene, Sarah?
I do think Hayward was like planting the seed, because he says something along the lines of, well, not all of us have the ability to bring their soulmate back online.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he was like planting that idea in her to try to get her to put him back together, basically. I loved how they did this, honestly, because we spent this whole time thinking either she stole him for a good reason, or if you believed Hayward, that she stole him to keep them from doing what they were doing. And the fact that she came at it in a much gentler way was nice. On the other hand, I also I hate to admit this, but I sort of see the point of we can't just bury Vision. Yeah. Somebody's gonna dig him up. That's
the wrong person. Well, it looks like the wrong person's got him, but yeah, for sure, you can't just it's.
Well, they could have made some kind of burial inside of the sword building and have a little shrine to him or some shit.
Yeah, like a statue
or something with him inside.
Yeah, I think she wanted more of a memorial, just honoring him as opposed to physically burying him. But I was like, yeah, you can't actually just bury him. Somebody will dig him up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, what did you think about this, Nip?
Man, this scene was good. Seeing his parts spread out all over the place and the colorless Vision, we seen glimpses of that. We get the full-on dissected version of Vision. You see all the fibers in his arms, the way he's made. We never got that glimpse before, so that was good. Hayward just being a prick as usual. Some of that conversation was really good between him and Wanda. And I'm still trying to figure out what his angle is. I mean, I know he wanted this Vision, but there's something more to this dude.
I think he's Mephisto. Goddammit, Mephisto.
Or a Skrull. Or a Skrull.
Or a Skrull. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good shout too. Yeah, we're getting that's going to be one of the big plot points coming up in the next. I think we're going to see some of that in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and some of that in the next phase. I think they have a secret invasion show happening too with Nick Fury. So I think we're going to see a little bit of hints of that too. So I wouldn't be surprised, if they come out, and maybe the whole town scrolls. You never know. All right, so we got this scene. Very good scene with that, and we see her drive right after that scene. We see her drive to Westview. Westview's a shithole. It looks like she definitely needed to come in and gentrify the neighborhood. But it's a shithole. We see some of the characters, some of the people that play roles in the earlier episodes, kind of walking around, kind of just kind of regular folk.
So what was that pamphlet that was dropped in the car or left in the car? That was just
that was the deed at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Yeah, she drives up to a house, and it's a plot of land, and she opens up. It looks like Vision bought a plot of land for them to build on what did it say, for their future to
something for eternity or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Fantastic comments. Drop by, say hi. Avoiding spoilers. Peace. All right, fantastic comments. Yeah, come back later.
Get out of here now. You're gonna get spoiled.
Get out of here now. And go check out Fantastic Comics. Great shop in Berkeley, in the other side of the bay right there. Go check them out. For sure. East Bay Comic Shop, and they have a YouTube channel too. Go check them out, and I go like and subscribe to their channel also if you like some comic stuff. Let's see. Danny, live long and prosper. Thank you. Big Leo, Hayward with the mind games.
Seriously.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, it's definitely some. Yeah. So basically,
Not they haven't dated him yet, honestly.
What's your thoughts on this? Sarah, did I ask you? Yeah, Sarah, you go. Good.
So this whole scene, I was like, okay, Thanos snapped, Iron Man snapped, and now Wanda has snapped. Like, oh my god. Yeah. So like, this it looks like a car commercial at the beginning. I was like, Wanda needs to get some dirt on her car. This is ridiculous. Yeah, Westview, I was kind of sitting there agreeing with Pietro when he was like, you made their lives better.
Yeah, they all look kind of disheveled and kind of down. Like they look sad. Like we saw Mom from that 70s show just sitting there by herself, all like kind of whatever. And everybody just looking melancholy and kind of just like down in the dumps. So.
Yeah, it just like everybody looked so sad. And granted, like they're not in control of their lives in the sitcom, but they have, he's right, they do have better jobs, they have better houses. Like, and yeah, then when she gets to the house and sees the deed with the heart, oh my God, the heart. This is the second time I cried because I was like, that's where the heart came from. You know, there's the heart on the calendar, the first episode, there's the heart in the Office episode, on the calendar in the like intro scene there.
Yeah.
Why she keeps thinking about this stupid heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I was a mess. I was glad nobody else was awake to see me bawling on that's how I felt.
What'd you think of this scene?
I liked it too. It was great. You know, it transitions from all this stuff into what we got in the first episode, the black and white. Like she said, the hearts on the calendar, all that stuff. It was a good scene. And you know, you get the backstory of what Westview was. You see a glimpse of what it was, and it was a shithole, like you guys said.
Yeah. When gentrification works. So we get the scene. Next, we get her walking into the lot, and she just she snaps, and she just a power explosion, man. She just she creates a town. She kind of creates the house, kind of goes over the town, creates the hex, and she creates a vision. This is vision from her own mind. So this is not the real vision. This is her recreating vision. Looks like from the magic she has already from the stone. So she's kind of recreating vision. So that's why Vision doesn't have a lot of his old memories, because this is a new creation. So I think we're definitely going to see a new Vision and old Vision kind of go at it, and we'll see what happens there. We'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, we get her creating Vision, and then we jump to well, actually, yeah, no, let's talk about that. Like, what do you think of her actually creating Vision? This is a vision of her own creation, Sarah.
Yeah. So first of all, girl can backbend. Oh my God. She was like head on the floor almost. I don't know how they did that, but I was going to ask you guys about the fact that everything else was red except for the magic that made him was yellow. And is that just supposed to signify that her Mind Stone powers are going into him, you think?
Possibly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, or whatever's left of the Mind Stone powers, because it looks like she doesn't really need the Mind Stone powers. So her powers were there already, and so she's just getting stronger and stronger. So maybe that's the last of the Mind Stone power kind of extracted from her to create the vision, this vision anyways.
Right.
So
yeah, and I guess we can see how she doesn't really remember doing this, because it seems like she just had a mental breakdown and kind of stepped into this life in a sitcom and was like, all right, where we are now.
She went to the next thing that kind of she remembers as being a good time in her life was the sitcoms with her family. So that's where her mind went to, you know, this world. Let's see. Visions to grow old in, plan for their retirement. Yeah.
To grow old in. That's right.
Yeah, the storytelling is on point. Yeah, the great storytelling. Like every I love the fact that everything counts. Everything's like there's no like wasted time or wasted moments. This is all like stuff that counts. Yes.
Vision.
Sorry, I have another question.
Lady from the north. Yes.
Can Wanda grow old? Does Wanda age?
I believe so.
Looks like she ages a little slower, honestly.
Maybe. Well, I guess we'll see from now on. Maybe the chaos magic is gonna slow her aging. But yeah, I haven't seen that in the comics where she's not aging or anything. I don't think they've ever like mentioned it. Like if they have, I missed that. that part.
Right, because Vision obviously can't age. Although they said decaying vibranium, but it was like
Vision's a lucky guy. He gets to retire like 2 to 3 years old.
You got to put in the work, then you can retire. I got this. Like these.
He's already died twice, guys. Like he can retire. He's done his job.
He's been through it. So yeah, what do you think about that, Nip? Vision being created by Wanda.
It was cool. I still don't understand it. I mean, I guess like you said, the leftover from the Infinity Stone, but I don't know. It just didn't really. Is he just an illusion? But it was weird because when he did go out of the hex, he still was alive even for a few seconds. So
yeah. Well, I guess he was just tied to that world, and so that's why he couldn't escape, because he was manifested in that world, and he has ties to that world. So I don't know. Is there going to be a thing where he merges with the other Vision, becomes a whole Vision, or does he get destroyed, and now we got the other Vision now has the main Vision? There's a lot of questions for sure.
Illusion was his name in the magic show, wasn't it?
Was it Illusion? Yeah, Illusion, and what was the other one? Yeah. That's all illusion.
Smart.
So I can't wait to rewatch this show in the beginning.
So smart.
But yeah, her exploding was crazy. Like that was great to see that on screen, and she's got so much power, as we're gonna find out in the next scene with Agatha, where she kind of hints at what she's capable of. Yeah.
And then we get to see kind of another break into the fourth wall. We get to see the set. Agatha's all behind the scenes. She's in the audience, and she kind of that's how she's basically telling her, you shouldn't be able to do this. This is like impossible. We cut to outside, and Agatha has the kids. She's in her full witch's costume. She's got the kids all tied up, and she mentions chaos magic, which I popped for hard, because that's basically like the magic from the comics. So I was like, that's when I cried when she mentions the chaos magic. I was like, oh, fine, chaos magic. Okay, now they're bringing that in, and she said, you're the Scarlet Witch. So basically, Scarlet Witch is like a entity, a being. This is like some kind of like almost like a Phoenix Force, kind of like this is like an entity. And we've mentioned this before about her being a Nexus character, where she's all the same in all realities. So this is the first time Scarlet Witch is name dropped, and chaos magic. So this is deep stuff from the comic books for sure.
So with the chaos magic, that's from Chthon. How do you pronounce the dude's name?
Scython or something, Thethon, some shit like that. Yeah.
That's how she got the chaos magic, right? That's what I was reading, at least.
Yeah, in the comics, like in the I forgot. I think it's in the Vision Wanda trade paperback. I gotta read, because some of those I'm missing in my comic lore. But yeah,
do you think they'd bring him in? Do you think they'd bring him into this MCU, or he's too small of a character?
They bring Agatha Harkness was not a huge character either. That's a very kind of a deep cut character. So if they bring her in, I think they anybody's like on the table really, like this. There's the whole. But I think a lot of people know who Agatha Harkness more than they know who the other character is for sure.
Yeah.
But I think if they're going to bring another character, and they want to bring somebody that comic fans kind of know, kind of like semi. Yeah, like Nightmare. He's going to be the villain in Doctor Strange 2, and we have of course Mephisto, our favorite. So it's those are pretty big names for like semi comic fans would probably recognize those. So we got that scene. She mentions chaos magic. You're the Scarlet Witch. And she was complaining about breakfast for dinner. Like, breakfast for dinner is amazing. I love breakfast for dinner. I don't understand why
so good.
Yeah. So, Sarah, what do you think of this scene? Like Agatha having the kids. Are the kids real, or are they going to end up being real? Are they just another creation of Wanda? There's a lot of stuff to unpack on this. So, what do you think of all this?
I was like, oh, the Wicked Witch of Westwood turned into Phantom of the Opera. She was having a Phantom of the Opera moment, like holding the kids, and the kids were doing the right thing. They had their hands up there holding the rope. I don't know. I just sit here and think of analogies all day. Anyways, so I was curious if Wanda's magic is chaos magic, then what is Agatha's magic?
I think it's like pure. Like, I think it's just pure magic. It's more like, because they've showed different like sides of magic, like the Doctor Strange magic. We got Agatha's type of magic. I think there's different types of magic, and you can tell by the different colors of all the magic users. Like Dormammu had like the purple, right? And then I think that's more of the evil kind of magic. And and Wanda has the red chaos magic, and Doctor Strange had more of the yellow kind of magic. So I think there's different spectrums of magic out there. And so
are we going for each color of magic representing an Infinity Stone, or is it just kind of separate?
That's a good point too. Maybe, yeah. There's maybe ties to different types of magic with different colors,
or maybe Dormammu giving Agatha the power.
Or they just their powers come from the same place, the same kind of evil, like dimension, kind of evil. Yeah, I don't know. It could be. They could go that way. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that like Wanda's magic is so well defined here, and I was like, well, what's everybody else's magic?
Yeah.
And then I just think like, okay. The kids are a manifestation of Wanda's ideas, right? Yeah. So is Vision. So I feel like if Vision can't live outside the hex, then the kids shouldn't be able to live outside the hex either, because they were created the same way.
Unless they have Mephisto blood in them.
Yeah, unless they
I don't know anything about that.
Well, I think they're going to set it up where the kids go away, they disappear, and they're going to do the same thing in the comic where the kids were gone for a few years, and then they were brought back, and their spirits were manifested in some other two other kids. So I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to believe they're dead, and they're going to show up in another show or the Young Avengers, and we're going to see these two older kids with the same powers and be like, oh, those are Wanda's kids. So I think they're going to go that route. I think they're going to die in this show, and then we're going to see them manifest. Maybe we'll get like a post credit where they're manifested in two other kids, right. And we'll see them kind of come back that way. And then like maybe down the line, she'd be like, "Oh my God, you're my kids," and they get reunited, kind of like they did in the comics. So if these guys are comic fans, you can tell a lot of little things like that are very a lot of Easter eggs. These guys did their homework for sure.
Yeah, I just think if we're following like logic and science, if you will. If Vision can't exist outside of it, then the kids shouldn't be able to either, since she created both of them. It's not that like Vision was a body before, we know that now. So
yeah,
I don't know. Bye, kids. See you later. Thanks for your time.
So what do you think? Do you think the kids are going to be make it out of this? Are they going to just disappear? What are we going to do with the kids?
Yeah. Kids are something's going to happen with the kids. They're going to disappear. It's going to have to lead into the multiverse of madness. It makes sense for them to disappear. You're not going to get a happy ending in this series, I don't think. Yeah. Now whether Mephisto takes them or something like that, or Agatha just hides them, I'm not sure what plot device they're going to go with. But I do definitely think that if I was a betting man, I'd bet that there's something's happening. Either they're dying or they're getting hidden or something like that.
Yeah. There's definitely it's gonna be some kind of cliffhanger with them. There's more to their story for sure. They don't bring these two and these two characters are pretty popular. Well, Wiccan especially is pretty popular in the comics, so they're not going to just waste these characters and and just kind of throw them away. So I think they're definitely going to come back. I think we're going to see them as kids, and then the next time we see them, we're going to see them as teenagers, and that's when we're maybe get a post credits, or maybe that ties into Multiverse of Madness, where Wanda has to go into hell to like retrieve their souls because she created them. Inadvertently she created their souls, so maybe she has to go bring them back from hell, whatever. So maybe that's how she ties into the Multiverse of Madness. Don't know. Let's see. Big Leo. Just shows how powerful Wanda is. She created matter out of nothing, more powerful than Thanos. Yeah, she's pretty damn powerful. In the comic, she's pretty damn powerful too. So it's this is on point with her in the comic. All right, so we get
her or Phoenix.
I would say Phoenix is probably a little more powerful because it's more
not magical though, right? She's just like kind of strength, kind of. I don't know.
Phoenix can do the same thing. She can create matter out of nowhere too. She can destroy a whole planet with a whim. So
you get some kind of like Dark Phoenix feels from this series.
Kind of
the way it should have been executed, but was poorly executed in the movies, in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, this is pretty much like this is like what they should have done with the Dark Phoenix. Yeah, for sure.
Similar.
That's why I've been saying. I think X-Men would be great as a TV show. I think X-Men needs to be a TV show. I think it works a lot better as a TV show. Like because you get these little moments with the X-Men at the school, and like and then you get the kind of build up to the big finale with the big fights and all that. I think it would work better as a TV show. So hopefully at some point.
That's a good point. I like that idea actually. Better than a movie, because there's so much backstory there.
Yeah.
So much source material, so many different storylines. You got Dark Phoenix, you got Days of Future Past, all kinds of crazy stuff. Magneto, Professor X backstories. That's a good point. I think television Disney Plus series would be perfect if executed properly.
Yeah, and you could build up to a movie like, all right, you have this season of the X-Men, kind of all the shit's happening in the school, like the little, the conversations, the fighting, the infighting, and it's the drama. Everybody's banging each other. Everybody's, it's a lot like the X-Men comics in the 80s were
Game of Thrones. Yeah,
no, it was pretty like everyone's
sorry, wow.
X-Men was pretty crazy back in the day. It's a reason it's regarded as one of the best comics of all time. It was all over the place. They would go from like playing baseball to like fighting alien threats to like infighting and finding out lost brothers and ex-wives being cloned and being manipulated to marry. There's all kinds of weird shit going on in the X-Men from back in the day. So yeah, they're definitely gonna deep dive on that. All right, so let's jump to this after credits. This was a pretty insane. This is second. I popped pretty hard for this when I saw this. So we go in, we see Vision being created anew. He's using the drone that Wanda pulled out from the hex when she said, "Leave me alone." That's when she expanded the hex. So basically, this looks like Hayward's plan. I don't know if it was part of his plan, but he's definitely using this as a means to create a vision in his own image, a new vision. And this is straight up. He's all white, and this is straight up from the comic book. This is during the John Byrne West Coast Avengers run, which I've read. So basically, Vision comes back in the comic. Vision was dead, and they actually have the scene in the comic where Vision's all taken apart, and they bring Wanda in to look at him all disheveled, and they bring him back, and once he comes back, he's not the same Vision. This is basically Vision without like the heart, pretty much, like without this is just kind of a more calculated, kind of more machine than man kind of Vision, and so definitely one of the best Avengers storylines. And a great Wanda storyline too. She kind of goes a little crazy in that one too. But
are his powers the same in that, or he has different powers?
I believe it's the same powers. I think he was just more cold and not less humanized. He was just kind of
Darth Vader. He's more Darth.
Yeah, he's more of a machine, more of a machine than man for sure. So yeah, I thought this was gave me chills, man. When I saw the white Vision, I was like, wow, this is some crazy shit. They're going for that. So Sarah, what'd you think? What'd you think of this?
Well, I didn't know who he was, so I was like, Naked Vision? Why is Naked Vision wearing a cape?
Albino Vision.
So would that make him sort of like Ultron, but not evil? Just like more straightforward, or what? If he doesn't,
kind of more cold, more calculated, more like not, emotions don't get a hold of him. And then it kind of later down the road, I think he died and comes back again with the Young Avengers. So it's definitely there's definitely some more to it, so, for sure. So do you think that's it's crazy. So
I mean, poor Wanda, man. If she has to like next meet a Vision that has like no emotions for her, like that's a whole nother level of like ghosting. This is
next level ghosting right there.
Next level ghosting.
Project Cataract. Yeah, that was the project.
So I think we're getting set up for Vision versus Vision, and like Witch versus Witch. Like,
yeah, I think we're gonna see some epic shit going on. Yeah,
powers equally matched, and who will out?
Yeah, I think we're this is gonna. Yeah, I hope the next episode is like an hour and a half because they got a lot of shit to cover in this next episode. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a badass battle on both fronts. Yeah, Vision versus Vision, Witch versus Witch. Yeah, that's gonna be some epic shit going down.
What's super funny too is that Ray actually drunkenly called me last night, and we talked about before the episode aired, we were like, what if Hayward is actually making another Vision and they have to fight against each other? And we had this whole like 20-minute conversation about it. And then it ended up showing up in the episode. So basically we manifested. That was all us. Go team.
Well, what exactly is powering this Vision though? Because the original Vision had the Mind Stone. So what?
Well, that's why I think that's why he needed Wanda to activate him. Like they were having trouble.
But I mean that only activates him. What keeps him going? What keeps him energized?
That magic, man. That magic keeps it going. I don't know.
Right? You just keep running it. It'll re-up.
Maybe that's maybe that's the point of the next one. Like, how is he going to maintain his power? And so maybe he has to absorb the old Vision, and maybe they merge and they become a new Vision. Like but
double Vision.
Double Vision. There you go. And maybe he doesn't recognize Wanda. He's not. He kind of just and that's how we're going to leave. Like there's a new Vision, but he has no ties to Wanda. He has no emotional attachment to Wanda. So just more. Let's kick Wanda more when she's down for sure.
I think we're getting a Wonder Man aspect in this. Is he behind there somewhere, giving him some brainwaves or something?
Yeah, well, that's what happened in the comic. They took Simon Williams's brainwaves and kind of it's very convoluted. The creation of Vision, it's very kind of over. It involves the original Human Torch, android Human Torch. It involves and it involves Simon Williams, and it's very convoluted. I'm glad they kind of simplified it in the movies. Like, oh yeah, Tony Stark Bruce Banner and Tony Stark created him. It's a Mind Stone, whatever. So they kind of definitely simplified it because it was very complicated in the comics for sure. So what do you think, Nip? What are we gonna get next week, man? We're with this with the two Visions. What's your thoughts on next week's episode? What do you think we're gonna get?
Well, I didn't think about it until Sarah mentioned it, but I do like the Vision on Vision and Wanda versus Agatha head on. But then I'm thinking I don't know if Agatha is really an adversary or if I'm still confused on that. I mean, intentionally they did that, but I don't know. That would make sense to have. That would be good dualism to have them fight each other. But then there has to be some kind of end game that we're not catching here. They're not just going to have that be the end of it. There's going to be somebody else that's been lurking there, that's been pulling all the strings all along. So I'm going to stick with my Mephisto. I'm staying on what Mephisto comes out at the end, and that's going to lead us into the multiverse of madness. But we also have to have that Luke Skywalker cameo still. There's still a lot of unresolved stuff. Monica is going to play a role in this in the end game as well.
And we still have
to see what's up with Dottie.
Yeah, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit that's been sprinkled through the season that we need answered next week. Because Monica Rambeau storyline, the Astro Engineer, I don't think we've seen that solved yet. So I think we might see that pop up. I still think that's like if you want pop fans, I think you bring Reed Richards in, man. I still kind of think that's going to happen. I think they've been kind of like holding off on it, and I think they've been teasing us long enough with that. I think that's going to happen.
And I think we're getting a full hour, right? I would think.
I would hope so. I hope at least an hour. I hope they go an hour and 15 minutes. This should be a whole damn movie, damn near. Yeah.
There was talks of 10 episodes, right?
Yeah, I heard that was debunked. That's not happening. So,
but that could lead into hour and 15 because they have so much material.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What if Paul Bettany is Paul Bettany's person he's always wanted to work with? What if he was like, I've always wanted to work with him, like I wanted to work with him for a very long time.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they get a little wink and a nod. No, they wouldn't like throw that out there unless it was like they don't want to like disappoint the fans because they already know fans are crazy and we have this weird headcanon and that we write these episodes in our head. So I don't think they would throw some shit out there like that and have that linger. They would have debunked it right away. It's like no, don't expect anything like that. But I think we're gonna get a big one.
A couple rumors of the casting that I've heard was Mephisto would be played by Al Pacino, which would be so dope. That would be like perfect. And Keanu Reeves to be playing Ghost Rider. I don't know.
Oh, about that. I like the Pacino as Mephisto. That's kind of cool. But
even Keanu Reeves as Mephisto would be kind of dope too.
Yeah.
Did you guys get any like other nightmare hints this episode? Because there is that part where the little girl's under the bed and she's like, I'm gonna close my eyes, and when I open them, this is all gonna be a dream. And we've just referenced dreams so much that I'm kind of like, is this intentional? Is this a red herring? Did y'all notice that?
I didn't notice that till you. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and that could lead into Nightmare then. If Nightmare is pretty much, like the Freddy Krueger of the MCU, so that definitely could be where they're going to go with this. And like I said, he's going to be the villain in Doctor Strange too, so that kind of makes sense.
I feel like we're just going to get, like, we're not going to get a full-on intro to the main villain. I feel like it's going to be like a voice in the background that Agnes is hearing or something like that.
Or we see like a hooded figure behind voicing or some.
Because this is a lot to deliver on in one episode, and I feel like they don't want to have anything that like you would have to have seen WandaVision to watch Doctor Strange too.
Yeah,
no, I think it's the opposite. I think they want you to have to watch it
really?
On this go round. Yeah.
Well, they're saying that they don't want people like that. You can watch Doctor Strange 2 without watching WandaVision. Like you can still enjoy it, but you're going to get a lot more if you watch WandaVision. Right. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot more, dude. But they want to make it where you can watch all these things by itself. But it's gonna be more satisfying if you watch the whole thing. Like the MCU, the individual movies are pretty entertaining on their own. But if you watch all this stuff, like even the mediocre movies are like fun because they throw in like little shit from the other movies, and you kind of get rewarded for being a fan of this stuff and kind of keeping track of all this stuff. You watch the whole season of a TV series, and you get to watch the finale, and it all makes sense.
Right, because I don't think they want people to be disappointed if they only see the movies and they go into Doctor Strange and they're like, I have no idea what's going on. But it should be that WandaVision adds to it. So I just don't think – I think they're going to tie up a lot of stuff and then just like loosely introduce the next thing. That's my guess.
There's a lot of stuff they have to tie up in this episode. Quicksilver, Monica, the cameo, what Agatha's real driving force is. We really don't know.
Who Hayward really is. Like, I think there's more to Hayward for sure. He's just not he's definitely an asshole, but there's more to it. There's definitely more to his character. Yeah, you got a lot of threads. Agatha, like, where does Agatha go after this? Where do the kids go? Where does fake Vision survive? Does real Vision, the real Vision survive? Yeah, there's a lot of, like, this episode needs to be like 4 hours long because there's a lot of shit to go down this next episode.
Yeah. I had another question. So in like the very beginning, pretty much, Agatha talks about how she did like a simple protection spell, and because of the runes, only her magic works inside that area. Yeah. So my first thought was, oh, well, Wanda should just do that around the whole hex. Problem solved. Yeah. But then my second thought was at the end, why did she leave the dungeon area then? Like, why not? I'm assuming the kids, she has power over them of some sort. It's not like they were running outside and she like lassoed them. So why didn't she leave it down there instead of giving Monica an advantage by going outside?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just to kind of call her out, or trying to, maybe she's still manipulating her, trying to make her use her magic more. So I don't know.
That'd be my guess. Is that
how the hell did Agatha even get there?
Into the hex. Yeah. Yeah, maybe she was there all along. Maybe, yeah, that's maybe she. I think she's powerful enough. Maybe she was able to, use her spells to like manifest herself in there, or it was just coincidental. She was already there and she like sensed this magic. I don't know, or she like manipulated. Maybe she manipulated the Vision to like, you buy a plot of land here in this know-nothing town that everyone would like forget about. So,
or maybe she saw the future and saw that there was going to be remnants of all these spells and went there before it happened.
Yeah, and they've kind of talked about that. Yeah. Some certain witches can actually see the future, so they kind of, and she did make that when she was wearing her costume in the Halloween episode. She said, "Oh, I'm a Sokovian fortune teller." So I guess these witches have some kind of magic, and they can actually see the future. So
let's get an Agatha spinoff. There's a lot of backstory we could go through there.
Oh, I'd love to see like Agatha through time and stuff, like how she kind of survived through like the different eras of time and stuff. Like, that'd be great. I would love to see that. Yeah,
she has to have her own coven, for sure.
Yeah,
I think Dottie's in there.
Yeah.
I think all the women were in it from that town hall meeting.
Are you saying all women are witches, Nip? Come on, man.
Nah, come on. I didn't say
Trying
that.
to get canceled. Come on, man.
No, I think they're all of those, Dottie and the whole clique are part of it.
Yeah, I think there's more to that whole little group. Yeah, I think we're going to see some more of those, some more reveals. Yeah, man, I hope this next episode is at least an hour. Give me an hour for sure, not including.
I think they'll do an hour. I think they'll do an hour. I don't know if we'll get an hour and 15, but I think we'll definitely get an hour.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of plot threads that they got to clean up, and they were talking about Faji was like talking about the possible of season 2 of WandaVision. Which I kind of like this being like a one and done, and this kind of
I'm with you.
Yeah, they can definitely do another season, but I like this as a standalone, and maybe we could do a different, like have Wanda in a different type of show. It doesn't have to be WandaVision season 2, because I don't want to see him go back like trying to explain why she's going back to the sitcoms and stuff too. That which was kind of the heart of the show in the beginning. So I wouldn't mind seeing Wanda do another show, but it doesn't need to be WandaVision, or like just kind of do a Scarlet Witch show. Or do like a Agatha and Scarlet Witch like team up show where they're like
I think we're gonna get enough for her in Spider-Man and Multiverse of Madness, though. I don't think we need another Wanda show. We've already had this.
Oh, Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, and the Spider-Man, she's supposed to be in that too, no?
They haven't said anything about her showing up in there, but I wouldn't be surprised if she makes a cameo maybe towards the end and sets up Doctor Strange too. Because Spider-Man comes out in December, and then Doctor Strange 2 comes out in March, scheduled anyways. So that's only a few months after. So it's going to be like this is pretty much like a trilogy, a multiverse trilogy that's kind of concluding with Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, I don't think we need to see it. I think one season of good programming is enough. Yeah. We don't need to water it down. We don't need to make up shit that doesn't need to be there. I think this is solid. Let's stick with this. We'll see where it goes in Multiverse of Madness, and there's going to be future Avengers movies down the road. So I don't think there's any need for this a second season of this.
Yeah. What do you think, Sarah? Yeah,
I agree. I think they're, for me at least, making like the perfect season right now, and there's no reason to try to stretch it out. Maybe they have a vision for how they do it, but I just think that it has such a clear ending.
Yeah.
Like from what we think is going to happen, like it's a very clear bookmark ending, that it would be forcing it to.
Yeah, just because it's so popular doesn't mean you have to do another one. Just do another type of show. Like I said, I would love to see a Scarlet Witch, Agatha. Yeah, Jimmy Woo. Yeah, there's a lot of spin-offs potential with this show. But Agatha training Wanda how to be a witch, and kind of maybe going into Agatha's past too. So you kind of it's like the reverse of WandaVision. You could see Agatha kind of come into being, like how she survived all this time. Maybe she's manipulating events throughout the MCU history too. Like maybe she was involved in certain things. She was kind of pulling the strings or helping pull the strings. So I definitely wouldn't mind seeing something like that. But yeah, I don't want to see a WandaVision with the same type of tropes and stuff, like doing the sitcom. I don't want to see that again. I think they did it great with this one. Have this a one and done. Kind of move on. Do something new for sure.
Yeah. I want to see Agatha versus Loki, or maybe even teamed up with Loki. That would be actual chaos.
Yeah, that's a chaos now. You never know. She might show up in Loki. Yeah, you never know. And he's going through time in that show. Maybe he runs into Agatha, through time, and she pops up. That's good.
You got two people that are looking out for themselves, and that would be very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Big Leo, WandaVision, West Coast Avengers show. I would like that. Like a West Coast Avengers would be great. Like kind of all the little side Avengers characters, kind of all right, we got tired of the East Coast. Let's move to the West Coast and kind of start their own Avengers team on the other side of the coast. That'd be cool. I'll be down with that. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So overall grade for the episode, Sarah, what would you give this one?
I love the flashback. I'm giving this one a 10. I know it seems premature when I haven't seen the whole season.
Hey, you like what you like.
I love a good flashback. It made me cry. I was scared at some points. I was impressed. 10. I loved it.
Yeah.
All about it.
Yeah. I would probably give this one a 9. I liked it a lot. Not my favorite episode of the season. I think the Halloween episode is probably still my favorite. of the season. But this might be second. Might be my second favorite of the season. I like like you said, I like the flashbacks. I like the hints. I like the Wanda vision of her, future costume, and the white vision that came out the end just popped. As a comic book fan, made me pop hard. So I'll give it a 9. Probably 9. 9 would be a good grade for me. What about you, Nip? What would you grade this one?
I'm with you. I give it a solid 9. I thought it was a little bit slow in some parts, but overall it was well executed. It was good. We got a lot of things into that 45-minute episode. Or actually, probably about 39 minutes with all the credits and shit. I'll give it a solid 9. Yeah. It was up there. It's definitely one of the top episodes. Not the top, but in the top 3 or 4.
You still go with the Halloween episode as your favorite, or which one are you going with?
I like that one. Yeah, I think Halloween episode. Because you got to see Quicksilver in the uniform and the kids running around causing mischief. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the Malcolm Middle stuff and all that. It was great.
We still haven't seen any other kids except for the Halloween episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah. And there was I was watching one of these breakdowns on YouTube, and they were saying that there's a transmission on the radio of some guy saying did your kids get home? Did your little ghost get home safely or something like that? Yeah. Which was weird.
I didn't see that. No.
I always watch the subtitles, so I saw that, but I couldn't hear it.
Mm. Big Leo, great show, best Wandavision spoiler show ever. I'll be on next week. Well, all right, it's gonna be next. Speaking of next week, we're doing our big finale show. We're doing right after the episode airs. We did that for the Mandalorian, and we're gonna be up late, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a late one for everyone.
Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready.
Get your beverages ready. We're gonna we're having fun. We're gonna have a bunch of people on. We're gonna talk about the finale, and then next week we're gonna on the after the SF Company Hour. We're gonna do a full spoiler review of the whole season. So be ready for next week. Right after the show, we're going to be jumping on and talking about the full spoilers and stuff. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be, it's going to be a good thing we don't have anything to do the next day because we're going to be sleeping in the next day. It's going to be a late one. So it's going to be fun. Yeah. If you're up that late watching the show, which it looks like a lot of people are staying up late and watching the WandaVision. If you want to stay up a little longer and watch come talk about it, come join us next week after the show, right after the show. So whatever time zone you're in, it's going to be late. Let's see. 47 minutes for the show. Yeah, so I think this is the longest one so far. The WandaVision show.
But it wasn't actually 47 with all the credits. It was probably 39.
The moment when she fell in love with Vision, great TV. Yeah, I thought when they were sitting on the couch or the bed and they're having that conversation. That was a great moment, beautiful moment. I like that. Let's see. Big Low, never mind. Skip. He's gonna skip it. All right. I thought you were off Friday. Come on, man. Danny, I'll be there. All right, right on, Danny. We'll see you there.
Is he allowed? Is Danny coming up?
We'll see. We'll talk to Rick about it. I don't know.
An exemption, get a permission slip.
Yeah. All right. We don't want to take away all our audience. Goddamn. Everybody that's watching the show, come on the show. Yeah, we're just gonna have you guys all on. Come check us out next week for that. The big finale. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be definitely some big happenings for sure. All right. So let's get out of here.
I just got one question. You guys. I don't know if we asked this already, but Sarah, did you say you're thinking Agatha is the main villain?
Yeah, I think she's probably not the big bad that will be revealed at the very end, but I feel like she's going to be probably either the big villain or some sort of complication with the fight with Hayward.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to introduce a totally new big bad for this final scene.
It'll be like a cameo thing, right, at the end?
Yeah, I think it'll be a cameo of we find out that Agatha wasn't really behind it.
Yeah,
but she's doing their bidding, basically.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late in the game to bring somebody in for the full episode. It'll be like a cameo.
Yeah. We'll stick with that. Agatha. It was Agatha all along for sure.
Yeah, she called it.
Danny, wow, that was a no. Rejected. Vision has game.
We'll see, Danny. We'll see.
We'll have our people talk to your people.
You're always welcome on Gold Dirty Bastard, Danny. We'll take you.
Yeah, that's your testing grounds. Go test. You're test you over there first. All right. Speaking of which, Nip, you want to plug the old dirty bastard, the gold dirty bastard?
Gold Dirty Bastards. Yeah, so check us out on we usually go record on Tuesday nights, sports-based podcast, talking shit, just guys talking shit about sports, football, NBA. We do a little hip-hop talk on there, just fucking around. Check us out. We are on YouTube. Search Gold Dirty Bastards with the Z. Also, we have an IG page where we post sports stories, some funny memes, stuff like that. And also, we have a MMA boxing podcast as well. It's called The Deadly Combination. That is actually on the Gold Dirty Bastards YouTube page, so you can find us there as well. And we do have an IG page for that as well. It's the Deadly Combination podcast. So check us out there.
Right on. Right on. If you're watching right now, folks, please help out the channel and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like the video, please. Helps out with the algorithm. Sarah, you want to anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nope. I was just gonna say like and subscribe and comment and keep us entertained, but you got that covered. So I got nothing else to plug here. I'm just here to talk about WandaVision.
Are you going to be wearing the Scarlet Witch costume on the finale?
No.
Are you going to be wearing the Poison Ivy costume?
But I did order some themed pajamas. And I am
Spider-Man onesie
cocktail, which means we have no idea what's going to come out of my head. I am a lightweight. It is going to be entertaining.
All right, yeah. Well,
they have a Starbucks Wandavision drink. My daughters want to go get it. I was like, next week we'll do it for the finale.
It's full of red sugar. Yeah. We'll have a couple of beverages next week. We'll have a little party, a little Wanda party. Sounds fun.
The Wandapolitan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we were talking about that last week. We got to make our own little WandaVision drink. Yeah, I think it has to be like cherry and lime and vodka, and I don't know. We'll make something. So yeah, check us out every week here. I think we're gonna continue the after shows. We'll probably come up with a new name for the new after shows, but we're trying to do it for the MCU shows. Check us out for more of that. Every week we do an SF Company Hour every Tuesdays. Check that out. Kind of just talking about comics, movies, TV shows, toys, whatever. Just kind of all the geek stuff we want to talk about. Always a good panel. Always fun. Check us out live or check out the replay. Usually 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. And then, come back next week and check out the WandaVisionaries live finale right after the show. Probably be a couple minutes after the show. Everybody gets all, gets all ready and stuff. So pretty much after the show, we're going to be jumping on. So be ready for that. All right, cool.
That doesn't crash because Disney Plus has been on.
Yeah. A lot of people are going to be on. It's going to be the most for sure because even like the casuals are going to be kind of jumping in, want to see what happens. So, we're definitely. It's going to be a difficult time. I think we should. Everybody that were there from the beginning should be able to see the episode first, and everybody that came in late, you get to see it later on.
Disney fast pass us. Come on.
Yeah.
Disney, you got enough fucking unlimited funds. You can come up with some fucking better streaming shit. God damn.
Right on. So thanks for everybody commenting, talking in the chat. Appreciate it. And like I said, like the video. And we'll see you guys next week. And keep it Wanda, man. All right. Bye. See you guys. Bye.